I've just grown my income so much outside of working for a single organization. And again, that was something that I learned from the academy about doing retainers, about value pricing. So just learning, I think, how to price myself and how to transition clients to retainers has been significant.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Holly Rustick here with Grant Writing and Funding. I am so excited to bring on an amazing guest from our Freelance Grant Writer Academy onto the show today, Bridget Lomax, who is founder and principal of WordSource. And for all of today's show notes, you guys definitely go to the link. Definitely check it out. Find out more about Bridget. She is amazing. So thank you so much, Bridget, for joining this podcast episode today with me and for being, just sharing behind the scenes of your business. Super excited about this.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm excited to share with your listeners more about my business, and excited to have this conversation.
Yes, yeah, so excited. So I know you've been in the Freelance Grant Writer Academy since January, so it's about 8 months that you've been in full on. We have,
Yes.
and you've done amazing things in your business since you joined. So just as a recap, you have over like 1,340,000 in grant funding you secured within the last 8 months. Hello, hello,
Yes.
that is
Yep.
amazing. And you've secured $89,000 in your business. So congratulations to you. I applaud you. I mean, amazing work that you've done. And what's really even cool is you said, like, I secured a new client in California. That's like entirely new territory. You're based
Hmm.
in Detroit. She's like, she's my girl from where I was
Yes.
born. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
And
Yep.
like,
Yep.
yeah, so you're a Motown girl, right? Like there it is. And
Yep.
yeah, but you're like
Fellow
securing clients.
travelers.
Yeah, I love that. So I would just love to, other people are listening that may be interested in the academy or just interested in growing a grant writing business. And, you're doing it very well. So I just wanted to invite you on to share about your business, about things that you've learned in the academy. So I just want to open up the floor to you.
Hey, thank you so much for that. So
Yeah.
I started my business in 2017. Actually, it wasn't intentional. I kind of fell into it.
Mhm.
I had left a position that I'd held for about 10 years, and I was in a space of transition.
Mhm.
And people started calling me and asking me if I could help them with their grant proposals and with building their foundation and corporate relationships. So it was a fluke. It really was not intended. And my business has built word of mouth thus far,
Mhm.
though I'm very interested in using some of the things that I've learned through the academy to start marketing
Yeah.
and start really kind of shaping and molding and niching my business so that I begin to work with the clients that I want to work with. And the space that I really love to work in is causes that are justice oriented
Mhm.
and workforce development.
Mhm.
So um, I took a little hiatus from my business in last year, yes, 2023. One of my clients offered me a full-time job, and I accepted. And so I took a little break from my business in August of last year. But I quickly realized I really want to be in the independent space.
Yeah.
And so I transitioned from working with that client as a full-time employee to working with them once again as a contractor. And that happened in April of
Mhm.
this year.
Mhm.
And so it's just I'm much happier in this space. I have a number of clients that I work with, mostly again, like justice, workforce development. So I have a food justice organization that I'm working with, um, a workforce development, basic needs, entrepreneurial
Mhm.
organization, um, criminal justice reform, um, I've just recently started working with the organization in California is it works with domestic employees and domestic employers. So
Mm,
people who would work in your home,
mhm, mhm.
caregivers, house cleaners, um, child care givers. So yeah, I'm in the space that I want to be by and large, and continuing to grow by word of mouth.
Yeah. And I love that you said, I had a client, then they actually wanted me to be a staff. And that actually happens more often than people would imagine.
Uh-huh.
And part of that is like they don't want to lose you, they want more of you, they want your brain, they like all the things, and they want you to come to like more consistent things, and they want to like control that a little bit more. Right. So there's a lot of that. And yeah, I mean, sometimes people are like, you know what, this is good. I don't want to chase clients right now. Like, I just want something where I can check in and check out of. But then I think what they come to realize, like yourself, is maybe that's not always super flexible. And the reasons a lot of people started their freelance, careers as grant writers or whatever career you're in as a freelancer, you want more flexibility. Like that's usually the number one thing, right? So flexibility,
Yeah,
freedom, ability to kind of move around, and grow your income, because then you realize it really is a
absolutely.
fixed income. It really is a fixed income, right? So
Yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
mean, that has been significant for me. I've just grown my income so much outside of working for a single organization.
Yeah.
And again, that was something that I learned from the academy about um um d- doing retainers, about value pricing. So just learning, I think how to price myself and how to transition clients to retainers has been
Mm.
significant. It's been a huge benefit.
I love that. So you didn't have that before in your business. You didn't have
No, no,
Ooh,
I was working hourly.
that's
Uh
why you're like, sure, I'll go back to full time. Ooh,
yeah,
I get it. I get it. Yep.
yeah, I was working hourly before going back to full time.
Mhm.
I felt like there was a purity in hourly and I could make sense of it.
Yeah.
But I really have learned now the value of the retainer relationship and
Mhm.
just having that certainty about your income.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
makes a
cash
big
flow.
difference.
Oh
Big difference.
yeah. I love that. And I love that that's helped you. Do you feel like more consistent in your business now as far as cash flow, and just more secure and more stable because of that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Oh, I love that. So just alone by shifting to retainers has helped you establish stability, like financial safety, all of that.
Absolutely,
Oh, I love
absolutely. I still have a blend, but at this point, most of my clients are retainer clients.
Oh, that's perfect. And like going forward, that's your model. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's my goal going forward is to have all retainer.
I love that so much. And how has that been? I mean, it's helpful for you. You have cash flow, you have consistency. Has it also helped actually work less, but still keep your deliverables up? Because like when hourly, you get better, you get faster, you get paid
Yeah,
less, right?
yeah, 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 it has absolutely. Um, I do find myself again, like you said, working less, and but at the same time, having that consistent income really does absolutely it just helps.
Hmm.
And and I think that my clients like it as well because
Hmm.
um they I think they feel like they have flexibility, they feel like they have some access to me and without having to worry about counting hours. So I think it works best for both sides.
I love that point too. Yeah, because it's not just us. It's not just about cash flow. Yes, those things are important, but I think a lot of people forget, or they don't look at, or they're scared because they never even contemplate the client would probably prefer it. They know what their
Hmm.
budget is every month. They don't have to be nitpicking your hours,
Right.
right?
Right.
And like you said, there's more flexibility. Like, okay, if we have, if you have in your scope of work that you can do a few different things and you have the ability to prioritize that month, you can do that, right?
Yeah.
So, so
Yeah,
good.
yeah, and even if they occasionally they will come up with some things that aren't within the scope.
Hmm.
But again, because we're working on a retainer basis, I can say, yes, yes, that's something that that's a service that I can provide for you. And we just kind of we can make some changes within the scope of work so that
Yeah,
I can meet their needs and without adding additional costs.
I love
So,
that.
yeah, yeah, we
Mhm.
can. So again, I think my clients by and large prefer the retainer model.
Yeah, I love that so much. Yeah, because a lot of people just are scared. They're thinking they're not going to like it. And I'm like, but they will. But they
Yeah,
will, like there is a remote
yeah.
ability. And how do you keep your boundaries then with your retainers? Like as far as not going overwork, like have you just implemented any of our policies or like what's been helpful to keep, that flexibility?
Um, I that's something that I need to work on, Holly, in
Mhm.
terms of building my capacity. I think that's one of the areas that I definitely need to work on. When I did the one-on-one one with Yvonne, that is something
Mhm.
that we talked about. Um, so I what I'm finding is sometimes I'm over servicing some clients and under servicing others. And
Okay.
so that's one of the capacity areas that I need to continue to build within the academy.
Yeah. For
So, um, I think one of the things that I want to do is begin to engage more deeply on the Slack channel and
sure.
talk with other folks within the academy about how are you adhering to your boundaries? How are you really shaping those retainer relationships to be what the client needs them to be so that you're meeting their objectives, but at the same time, you are working within your scope to make
Mhm.
sure that you are meeting well, I guess being staying within your value, staying within your pricing, the
Mhm.
pricing value that you set for yourself. So that's something that I really need to work on.
Mhm.
Um, and again, I think the academy will help me to get there.
Yeah. And I love that you mentioned the Slack channel. So you can dive in, you can talk to your peers there. But there's also coaching. We do coaching
Yeah, the coaching calls are invaluable.
Mhm.
I want to be more participatory on those. I
Mhm.
most sometimes I only do like 1 or 2 a month, but I
Yeah.
really wanna get into the groove of doing more per month and
Mhm.
presenting some of the challenges that I'm having and presenting some of the, um some of the wins that I'm having so that I can
Yes.
be more valuable to my colleagues within the academy.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, also giving back, right? Because yeah, when they're hearing about your successes too, it's inspiring. And just to say, like, look at where you've gotten and you haven't come to every call. And we say that like you don't have
Yeah.
to come to every call. You're not engaging in Slack all the time, but you're kind of going, but now I'm at this part and I'm having these different problems. So now I need to dive back
Yeah.
in. Like as you grow your business. And that's why we're a 12-month program, right? Because if I just said, here's your value-based pricing, go and get retainers, you'd be like, good. Awesome. Grow your business, but guess what? After a few months, ooh, now I'm having some boundary issues. Now I'm having this. I need to get more support, right?
Yeah.
Well,
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and, I'm I'm at the space within my business where I need additional help,
Yep, yep.
and so I wanna find out within the academy, are there some people who I might tap into, who,
Mhm.
are looking for some additional freelance work, and knowing that they bring the skill set so that I don't have to do so much training. They
Yep,
bring, strength
yep.
with them is another value, I think, of being part of the academy.
Oh, absolutely. Because even and I know some people that, yeah, they definitely like to tap into that. And if you weren't aware too, Bridget, inside the portal, we have our networking space with the Slack channel and directory. And you can check there because it's an Excel sheet that's a working Excel sheet where people, every time they come in, they put in what skills they have, what types of nonprofits, they've worked with, cause areas and all that. So you can always check there too, to highlight some people that would be like a good fit for maybe justice cause related grants, or just some experience that you're looking for. So utilize that. And I love how you said you're tapping into the group, because the other thing that's great about it is you could have them work on a certain part of the grant and say, submit it for review. Like, you don't have to submit that for review. They could, if they're subcontracted underneath you, because we have the unlimited grant reviews in there. So yeah, a lot of people
Right.
like to utilize it because they know they're learning the same frameworks that, we have in there that you might be using for your business, as far as the master grant application and all of the actual skills of grants. So it's that same talk, same language that you might be using, right? And then they can also get feedback and coached on their grant writing as they go through that. You don't have to do that. Right. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. There's
love
so many
that.
benefits to the academy. I just love it.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. So yeah, so tell us, what has been, you talked about one of the things you mentioned was value-based pricing, and that's one of our methods within the academy, is helping you with your pricing. So you said you've been in business for quite a while before, and then you stepped out for a year with, worked full time, and then you went back into your
Mhm.
consulting business. So what is the main, like, was that a big thing doing the value-based pricing? What have been some of the, I know you talked about retainers have been a huge shift for your business. But as far as the value-based pricing, how has that been helpful for your business?
It's helped me to think about everything that I bring to the table. I mean,
Mhm,
I have a master's degree in nonprofit management,
mhm,
and I have worked exclusively in the nonprofit arena my entire career.
mhm.
So, I have 3 decades of experience. And
Yeah.
so the going through the exercises associated with setting the value-based pricing really helped me think about the depth of knowledge,
Mhm,
the network, the relationships, um, the fact that I am I am I'm learning about how AI is playing a role in the work, and it's not just, "Oh, I can just go to AI and create a grant proposal." Well, you really can't. I
nope.
mean, you need someone
Mhm,
with my experience, my knowledge, my understanding of how to create solid grant proposals
mhm,
and the resources and the role that AI is playing. So, just thinking about all of the skills, all of the knowledge, all of the experience, all of
mhm,
the relationships that I bring to the table that can be a benefit to an organization. So
mhm.
it really has helped me think about my skill set in a
Yeah.
way that I hadn't before,
Oh, I love that.
um, and using that knowledge to set my pricing.
Love it. Yeah, because we actually have a formula, right? Like, look at all
Yeah.
these different things, and then it helps. So, have you actually raised your rates as well since
Mhm.
joining the academy? Has that also been a, yeah?
I
Yeah.
have, absolutely. I have raised my rates, and, one of the things that, has stuck with me is if you feel a little bit uncomfortable saying the number, then it's
Mhm.
probably the right number.
Yep.
And, and people have not balked at it,
Oh,
they've been like, "Okay, yes, we understand, you've explained to us your experience, your knowledge, and yes, we understand, and we feel comfortable with that number."
I love that. I love that. So did it essentially give you the knowledge of how to price, but also the confidence then to say, yeah, this is 100%, like you said, it's little butterflies. I always say you want to feel little butterflies, but
Yeah.
like just to step up and say, hey, I'm going to raise my rates with current clients or new clients.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right.
it has.
Mhm.
And, in addition to the experience, I talk about the landscape. We
Yeah.
all are we all are experiencing higher pricing, just inflation. I mean, the cost of living is higher
Yeah.
today than it was 2 years ago. So I have to keep pace with those things. And so to also talk about, you want your income to increase to keep pace with the cost of living. My income also has to keep pace with the cost of living. It's important that I'm able to save, that I'm able to pay my taxes, to just um what w- just to compete in the world and be to stay in this space and be a professional of value. I need to I need to make a decent living.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's just really given me power that I don't think I had before. And,
Mm.
that's extraordinarily valuable to me.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
I'm I am able to meet my savings goals. I am able to sustain my household. I'm going on a 2-week vacation at the end of this month. Um, it's just I feel very empowered in a way that I hadn't before. I feel confident that I can remain in this space. I can work as an independent person and have the flexibility and choose. I feel that I'm empowered to select the people that I work. I don't have to work with anyone who comes my way. I can make choices. I can present myself to organizations that I know have the resources to meet my needs in a way that is informed and powerful. And yeah, so the academy has just been super helpful
I love
in
that so much.
yeah,
I'm just like glowing. When you said I feel like I have power now, I'm empowered. Like if I could give anything, like what I've developed this entire program for is that. Like
yeah,
essentially is that. So I just love that you have stepped into, because what that equals is freedom, right?
absolutely.
Ooh, living the life you design. Like, wow,
Yeah.
that's huge, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and being able to set income goals and
Mhm.
figure out how to meet them. So yeah, it is empowering
Mhm.
is what consistently comes to me when I think about how the academy has helped me.
I love that so much. I'm like tearing up.
And
Yeah.
you really are an inspiration.
Oh,
Um, how you've built your business and you have put you've put supports in place so that when you're not there, your business still continues and you're not worried about things falling apart
nope, they
because
could.
you
They could.
haven't put you don't have to touch every little element within your business and
Mhm.
things don't fall apart. So
Yeah.
you're an inspiration.
Oh, thanks,
And
Bridget.
and the
Yeah.
way you've diversified
Mm.
is impressive. And the other thing, Holly, that you've helped me see is I'm not a freelancer. I'm a business
Yeah.
owner.
Yes, you are.
I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a small
Mhm.
business owner. And I have a lot to contribute. So
Yes.
so
Yes, you
thinking yeah, thinking about myself in that way is
Mhm.
help has is beginning to help me see how I can scale.
Yes, because you're at that point. You're definitely, as we mentioned, you've got the 89K this so far this year. And we even
Mhm.
have in the academy, once you hit 50K in your business, you're added to our Freedom Circle where we do quarterly coaching. And it's a little different because now you're starting to look at things a little different, right? When you hit that
Yeah.
marker. Like, then
Yeah.
you're like, okay, maybe I could hire a virtual assistant, or okay, I need to get some systems in place, right? It's a
Yeah.
different part of your journey. So yeah, we
Yeah.
set up for you to be like, I need to ask these other questions that may not apply, right, in the regular coaching calls. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I love, the other piece of advice that you've given that I absolutely love is maybe it's not about hiring a grant writer. Maybe it's about hiring someone to help you with your meals or help you clean or other ways
Yes.
to free up your time
Yep.
so that you can work on your business, not exclusively in your business. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
love that.
all of those have just been such great pieces of advice and counsel. It just really has
Oh, so
transformed my
good.
thinking.
So good. Yeah. And I know you said you wanted to talk about that because we actually have our Freedom Circle call
Yeah,
coming up this week. So I was like, girl, we got to
right.
talk about that. I want to know who you hired. If you're looking at your
Yes.
list.
Yeah.
Right? So good, because that is like, that's been helpful in my business to look at it to say, as a single mom, I need help with child transport. That after school, it's killing
Right.
me.
Right.
Right? Yeah. Because
Yeah.
that could easily be 2 to 3 hours of time, go picking her up, waiting in the line. Okay, the line is real. The line is real at pickup. And then it's going to drop her off, right? And then if I have time to swing back, or I have to run into a coffee shop, work for a couple hours, because this is afternoon, y'all, right? And then I
Right.
want to get some more things done, and then turning around and picking her up. And then, you know what I mean? Like, that can easily burn 3 hours of time where I could
Yeah.
pay someone a nominal amount to pick her up, to bring her somewhere. Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my sister has a virtual assistant business.
Mhm.
And she does help me with like she proofreads things for me. She does research for me. But some of the other things, she will take my cat to the vet
Oh, so good. So
and to get
good.
groomed.
Yeah.
Like she saved me 3 hours of time. So she took my
Yes.
cat to the vet and then she took him to the groomer and
I love
so that
that. Yeah.
is just huge. It's just huge.
Yes, so big. And even like people picking up groceries. And I know there's a lot of delivery in the States nowadays, but like, getting your car if you get it detailed or whatever,
Yeah.
like all of the things, right? Like, that
Yeah.
just takes a long time. And
It
it's something
does.
you put enough. Even calling and making your appointments, if you want to do your nails or your hair, like somebody just to help with that. I mean, it's a simple thing, but it can be something that's on your to-do list for a long time that we just never get around to, and then we don't schedule it in, and it never gets done, right?
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right,
yeah,
right. So those types, it's a win-win for everybody. She gets paid and
yeah.
those things get done and I can stay focused on my other work
Oh, I love it.
or business development or whatever. So,
Yeah, I love that so much. So good. And I know we're going to be talking about that this week, so I'm excited. But yeah,
yeah.
so let us know too. Has this been the most you've made in your business in 2024, would you say? I know we haven't talked about this before. I'm just kind of
Um yeah, it is.
nice.
So I've broken I'm on track to break six figures this year and I was very close to six figures prior one other year. So anyway,
So
I'm
good.
scaling. I really want to my my goal, I want to get to 250
Yeah, for sure. For
and
sure. I see you doing that soon.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would love to get there next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's too overly ambitious, but I would love to get there next year
Yeah.
and continue again to scale and to grow.
I love that. Absolutely. Because yeah, and you have proven you took a year out basically as well, working in a, full time, right? So
Mhm.
now you've come back in and look at, you've already been able to make your highest year by after being out for a year. You know what I mean? Like, you're
Yeah,
proving to yourself, just because now your systems are set up differently as well. So now
right.
you can anticipate, well, I need X number of clients. It's not like I needed to work this much to make that. So now you can actually do it in a scalable way where you're not just working yourself to death basically to make more money, right?
Right,
So I
right.
love that. I love that I'm so happy for you that you've repositioned this, your business into retainers and you've raised your rates, so you understand like, okay, now I can actually scale. Like this is how you do it. So
Yeah,
good. So
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love
All
it.
thanks to you, Holly. Thanks to you.
Hey, you got that. Yeah, you got it. You committed to it. You invested in it. You're showing up. You're getting coaching. Like you're doing it. So I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not honestly I'm not participating to the level that I'd like to, but I've gone through all the materials. I've gone through them multiple times, and I do want to carve out I do want to carve out time to be more participatory in
Yeah.
the months that I have left on my year. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna get you into the mentorship because that's yeah, that's where you're going next. You're going to mentorship because you're gonna learn systems there. You're like, I'm gonna do 250 next year. Yes, you are in the mentorship. That's how you're getting there. So love this so much. And yeah, because we have two programs, right, that can help you with that journey. Because that's important. But yeah, we can definitely help you in the Freedom Circle and the Academy to get to those more systems in your business. And I'm so proud of you. Like, you've, like you said, you've gotten into the curriculum and then you've applied it. You did the value-based pricing. You didn't just say, oh, that's nice, it's cute. You did it. Like you went
uh-huh.
there, you did your numbers, you figured it out. Like you did
Yeah.
the work. You saw how to do retainers and then you did it. You had the conversations with your clients to make it happen. Like that's what we say is like consume, but do. Like do.
Right.
And I love
Exactly.
that you've been active in it because that's anyone can excel in this program. I completely believe that if they're doing it, right? If they actually are doing it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yep.
love
Yep.
it. Love it so much. So thank you so much, Bridget. Anything else that you want to share about people? They're on the fence of joining the Academy. They might listen to you and say, you know what, I've also have some experience in writing grants. Why can't I just open up my own business? Or maybe I've had a business and I've always wanted to hit the 6 figures or whatnot, but it's just never really happened. Anything you could tell them, like,
Yeah,
hey.
I mean, I think I'm a prime example. Like I said, I started my business in 2017, and I just kind of fell into it and never took the time to structure it.
Yeah.
Taking the time to structure it is really going to be the catalyst for growth.
Yes.
And so that is the value of the academy and the value of having a network of folks
Mhm.
who are doing the work, who are transparent with you and can help you set benchmarks, understand, and help you refine your services. I mean, you don't have to do everything. Don't
Yeah.
do stuff you don't want to do. And it's
Mhm.
okay to say, you know what, I really hate prospect research. I don't want to do that. It's
Yep.
okay. Um, and I think the academy just helps you refine your thinking. It helps you build confidence. It helps you understand that this is a real business with real opportunity, and you
Mhm.
can be in this space full time, make a really good living, and have the freedom that you want to still live your life in a
Mhm.
way that's very satisfying.
Yes.
So I would encourage anyone who just make the investment. And that's the other thing, we don't make the investment in ourselves.
Yeah.
Professional development is essential. It's
Yeah.
something that you just have to budget. You have to
Mhm.
budget the $3,000 to $5,000, whatever it is annually. You have to budget that for yourself to invest in your professional development
Yeah.
because that it's going to come back threefold.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I love that so much. And yeah, and the investment in the academy is $2,500. So, I mean, you definitely made your return on investment, probably
Yeah.
increasing your prices in 1 month.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like a no-brainer. I'm always like,
No, it's a
like we made it
no-brainer.
accessible, right? For
Right.
Yeah. And not to say like $2,500 isn't a chunk of change. It is, like, I get it, but like for the ROI for your business and what you're going to learn and how you can just quickly make it back. I love that we've kept it so accessible, right?
Yeah, and you have the payment plan,
Yeah.
so
Hmm.
you know, it's not, you don't have to come out of pocket for it in a one lump sum. So it's just worth it. I'm so glad I made the investment.
Yes. Yeah. And what were some of the thoughts running through your head before you made the investment that were you, is it worth it? Like, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this sounds like a good program, but I don't know. Should I? What should I do? And it was really a girlfriend of mine. I gave her, I showed her the website and and all the benefits and everything that you get. And she said, "This is exactly what you need. What is the problem?"
I love it.
So I was like, "Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, it is." So yeah, you think that's a lot of money, but then it's not a lot of money. It's
When you
really
get in it,
not.
you're like, no way, that was
It
not a lot of money,
it's
right?
not a lot of money. It's just, and you think it's a year-long program.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you break it down by month, it's just not a lot of money.
No.
And I always did some level of professional development. So it was just like,
Mhm.
okay, this is my choice this year. This is what I'm
Oh,
gonna do. I'm gonna do
yeah.
the academy.
Love that. Love that.
So yeah. So thanks to you, thanks to my girlfriend.
I have a trusted girlfriend too that I always go to, and I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, I want to get this thing. And she's always like,
Right.
I'm like, I don't know.
Right. I
Yeah.
mean, she does. She's like, okay, no, don't do that. And then
Yeah.
she's like, yes, okay, that makes sense. So she
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
I just don't, this is a no-brainer in my opinion. I don't understand why you wouldn't sign up for this.
I love it. I love it. Well,
So
thank
yeah.
her from me because I'm so excited that you've been in the program. I love that you feel more empowered in your business. Like that makes me feel so much joy that I've helped somebody else get to that place in their business who are like, no, $2,500 is a drop in the bucket and I'm moving
Y-
on and I
Yeah,
got my, sight set on bigger things. I have better work-life balance. Like amazing, amazing. That makes me so happy.
absolutely.
So
Yes.
happy. All right,
Yes.
Bridget. So where can people find you? They're out there, they're listening. And we have a lot of nonprofits who listen to this too, and they might be, I do justice work, I do recidivism work, or I do all these other work that you're doing as well in your grant writing business. Where can they find you?
So
I know we're gonna have your link in the show notes, but you're also on LinkedIn.
I am on LinkedIn. Um, people can find me at wordsource313.com.
Perfect. Okay. And I know that we're getting that
And
published soon, right? So it'll be out before we have, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. Did you get it back yet? Yes, you did.
yeah,
You got your website out there. So, and people can also, they can check you out. We'll have some other links to your LinkedIn profile. So wordsource313.com. Definitely
yes,
check you out there. Yeah. And you're doing work now nationally. It's not just in Detroit. But it's also, you're doing some work in California. You're really focused on workforce development, on on justice, on all of those issues, which are very important. And we're seeing a lot of changes in that space as well, right? So it's really
right,
important to say, like, I know there's grant opportunities out there, and the way that these grant opportunities are prioritizing has changed a little bit too, right? So it's opened up a little bit more potential leveling of the playing field, or just more opportunities as well. Do you want to speak on that just for a minute?
yeah. So I think in the justice space, one of the things that is happening is some of the funders are because of the attacks on DEI and leveling the playing field around Black leadership and organizations that focus on causes that impact Black people.
Mhm.
So there's been some changes around funding organizations that are focused on racial justice. So one of the challenges that I have in this space is figuring out how to talk about the work.
Mhm.
I don't want to say eliminating the focus on racial justice, but perhaps minimizing it, perhaps expanding it, perhaps talking about how these organizations are making a significant impact, and not having funders be afraid to focus on racial justice, social justice,
Mhm.
having
Mhm.
presenting the work in a different way.
Yes.
So um, that's just the reality, that's the challenge, but it's not a barrier. I don't think of it as a
Yeah.
hindrance. I don't think of it as a hurdle that can't be overcome.
Yeah.
Again,
And I
it's
have
just kind of,
seen,
yeah,
yeah.
positioning the work differently.
Yeah, because I have seen in the last several years, there has been more of a priority from federal grants on funding Black-led organizations in the justice area. Like you actually get priority points. And I was like, oh,
Mhm.
that's so good because this is what's needed, right, to come in and to be able to compete with a lot of these different grants as well, right? And to be able to get monies out into more organizations that need it, and that are really starting to develop. We're also seeing a lot more development of nonprofits in this space too, right? And that's in
Yeah.
response to George Floyd and like all of the things that have happened, right? So we're seeing a lot of the movement now really start to become a part of the culture, which is really cool. And now responding from federal monies. So we're seeing this is a total society cultural change when we start seeing it in grants, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and we're also seeing, though, some conservative groups coming in and suing, or, filing
Oh,
lawsuits or filing complaints saying that this is essentially reverse discrimination. So whatever. But
oh my
and
gosh.
and it's beginning, I have actually seen some, especially corporate funders, that right after George Floyd's death were very much about, okay, how are you serving Black people, Black led, racial justice. And then in the last year, they're backing away from that. So I
Um,
think there's going to be a balance.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but again, I don't see it as a barrier. I don't see it as a
no,
hindrance. It's not a
no,
it's just, again,
yeah,
continuing to seek those opportunities and
yeah.
positioning the work in such a way that it's
Hmm.
still fundable.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, it's like it's starting to become more of the mainstream. And we're seeing the pushback. You always see the
Mm-hmm.
pushback when things become more of the mainstream, but it is, we do need to fund more of these organizations. So I'm so happy that you're in that space and that you're advocating for that. And you're a part of the change as a grant writer, to help organizations know how to talk to funders to be able to maybe get those priority points or to be able to access that, because that's a capacity issue too. And how do I even write grants? So you're positioning yourself in a very, I think, in a space that's needed, right? That you're a liaison. I always like to think of us
Mm-hmm.
as liaisons, right?
Right, right.
That, can do that for these organizations. So I just want to thank you too for like stepping into that space, making it happen. I love seeing all the work that people in the academy are doing. So it's always great to hear about it. So yeah, so congratulations on building up this, not just for yourself, for your own business, but you're now scaling and building so you can help more organizations in this space. So that is amazing as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
You should be applauding yourself. Yes.
well, thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
And
Yeah. Love that. Awesome. So people can definitely check out the show notes, find out more about Bridget. Bridget, thank you so much. And I know we hung on longer than I usually do, but man, we had some stories to tell.
yes,
My
yes.
mom's from Detroit. I'm from Detroit. Yeah. So yeah, I wanted to hang out. And yeah, so definitely yeah, we loved having you in the academy. I'm definitely gonna see you in the mentorship too, girl. Ready for, get ready for
Sounds
that.
good. Sounds
So,
good. I'm open to
yeah.
it.
So, and I will see you at the Freedom Circle this week. Thanks so much, Bridget.
Okay, thanks so much. Take good
Bye.
care.